Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Houseplantpixie. For everyone that's new to my channel, my name is Monique and welcome back to my existing subscribers. Let's talk about Boston fern care. Boston fern. Any one of you that failed with a Boston fern, don't worry about it. It took me maybe 3 or 4 goes to actually master the care of a Boston fern. So don't give up. Maybe try one more time. So I have to say, the tips I'll give you, that things that work for me might not work for you. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. I'm not saying you have to do it that way. So first of all, with the watering, actually, let's start. You always have to consider where is this plant living in its natural habitat, and you try to mimic as good as you can in your home environment where it's living. So these guys obviously live in the tropical regions throughout the whole world. So South America, Mexico, Africa, just to name a few. So it's humid, rainforest is very moist and damp. And back to the watering. So I have them in. The dog is annoyed. I'm actually sitting on the couch at the moment where the dog has a spot. So he's not a happy camper right now, and he's sitting on part of the fern. Alright, this is a self-watering pot. It doesn't have one of those holes in the bottom where you can check the did you guys just see that? I thought that was a mealybug. Oh well. Anyway, so it has a false bottom, and I know this doesn't need to be watered because it's still fairly heavy, so the pot gets really light. That's one thing. Then have them in well draining potting mix. So yeah, well draining potting mix. I can put a link to the video what I use in the description box below for you. Really easy to make up. Also, while I'm talking about the soil, I'm not sure if you can say that, but you will have dry fronds, like see this one here. It just happens over time. So I usually once a month, every 2 months, depends. I got a humidifier as well in my lounge room. If your fern is all over covered in brown, that usually means more humidity. They need more humidity. But overall, see, overall the whole plant is green. So if the odd frond has a bit of browning on it, I really don't mind. And yep, you just chop them off. And the whole frond on the bottom, and you see the new ones popping up. I film it from a different angle, might be easier. So don't be shy to trim your Boston fern, because if you trim it, you will encourage, look at all this new. I trimmed the majority of it about a couple of weeks ago. New growth everywhere. But I still have so if you have some of those fronds that are a little bit brown, like this one here. Just I like to pull them so I know where they're coming from. And then as close as you can get it to the soil level, make a snip. Or if you don't like the brown tip, just trim it like that. Up to you. I just like to get the whole frond out. Always check for pests. I think mealybugs are a pretty common thing. And also when you trim your fern, I can guarantee you, you'll get the hang of it, but you will snip the occasional frond that is probably healthy by accident. Don't worry about it. As I said, look how many new little... And also, see how messy the soil looks. Just leave your old leaves that fall naturally into it. Leave them in there. That's what happens in tropical rainforest, and it helps with maintaining the soil acidity. So with the light conditions, they love bright indirect light. You can have them outdoors as well. I wouldn't recommend having it in full sun. There is some that can be hardened to be in sun. Morning sun is fine, so under porch, east facing, perfect. But here in Australia, I wouldn't recommend having it west facing and having the whole afternoon sun shining on it. So in my living room, I got a west facing window there and an east facing window that side. I haven't had them on this back wall for that long, so maybe 3 months. So see how they go. I'm trialing it. They used to be in the east facing window, get a bit of the morning sun, but at the moment they look fine. And yeah, I just love the look on the little shelf. Let me know in the comments below if you like it. What else? You can give your fern a little bit of tea. I wouldn't do it all the time, but if you have some black tea left over, it's really beneficial for the fern. It's high in nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, so give it a try. But that's only for acidic loving plants, or if you're not sure, your ferns, yes. And I talk about pH maybe in a different video. There's quite a few things to cover. So yeah, I think that's about it. And humidity. I think because I have about maybe 60 to 50 plants in the living room, they create, the more plants you have clustered together, the better. They create good environment and humidity. I also have a humidifier in this living room. I don't run it all the time, but 60 to 70, well, as I said before, I have no browning on the fronds. They are the best indication. And look, these guys recover quick. If you see they have browning on the fronds, then just cut them off. Like with ferns, cut them all the way to the ground and they will come back. They will make it come back. give it a try. And my other main tip, don't make the mistake and buy a fern, like a tiny fern in this small little pot. I can't keep them alive. They're too small, they dry out too quick. Sometimes I'm not home for quite a few days on my block off. Most of the time get 4 to 5 days off in a row and I'm not here. I wouldn't manage to keep them alive. So try out, get a big plant, and I can guarantee you have success with it. Okay guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a like, and I'll see you next time. Stay planty. Bye.